Well, Untouchable can catch a queen here. 5 of clubs is no help. Just under 10 million in the pot, and Untouchable is not going to win it. Kevin V banks this one. Sends Untouchable 10 to the rail. The Moldovan player cashes for $42,000. And we're 5-handed. And Kevin V into 8-figure territory. He has another big final table to his name. Came fourth in a Sunday warm-up 2 or 3 years back. So he's experienced playing for these big sums of money. But this could be his biggest yet. He actually has his biggest stars win locked up now. Meanwhile, Tony Two Pairs has raised the button, and Thank You for Stacks is going to ask him how much he wants to play for. Well, Tony Two Pairs, no hesitation in calling here. That was a big call, and the money goes in. Thank You for Stacks has him in horrible shape. Tony Two Pairs perhaps just feeling like he was being pushed around there. And he's going to be pushed around in a big way, pushed out of the tournament by Thank You for Stacks. Tony Two Pairs gave us some good action, but he's going to finish 5th. The Canadian leads with $55,000, and all of a sudden, we're 4-handed. And big hands keep coming as well, don't they? Seen a lot of big pre-flop hands. And this final 10s versus Ace-King now. I've seen PD Jack flat call with big hands pre-flop, but not this time. In goes the money. Snap call from Kevin V. Another big race. Another pot that means a huge amount to both players. PD Jack is the all-in player, and he needs the Ace-King to improve, which it hasn't done. 10's holding up through the turn. PD Jack needs to catch this river, but the 2 of hearts won't do. And Kevin V with back-to-back showdown wins suddenly vaults into contention. PD Jack in 4th for $72,000.
Growing up on the circuit, everyone wanted to offer me advice. When to bet, when to fold, when to raise, what to wear, what to eat. But there was one piece of advice that took me to a new level.
Daniel, don't do anything stupid.
At PokerStars.com, there's a tournament starting every second. Develop your game at the world's largest poker site.
As promised, here is the password for the online poker show Free Roll. Grab yourself a shot at a free seat. We'd love to have you playing for nothing. Welcome back to the Million. We're 3-handed. Thank You for Stacks from Sweden leads the way. Kevin V from the Netherlands in 2nd, and Lenave from the UK in 3rd. And over the next few hands, Thank You for Stacks would chip up and increase that lead. But as we've seen before in the Million, it can all change very quickly. We're playing No Limit Hold'em with shallow stacks. 250, 500,000 are the blinds as we rejoin things. The knave will raise with King Queen and be shoved on by Kevin V. The knave asked to play for stacks here. He has just under 11 million back, about 22 big blinds. This is a big decision. I mean, the knave has to ask himself, how often is Kevin V shoving worse here? He will be able to answer that question better than us, having played with Kevin V a decent amount. He does call. We can see now, and he'll see now that he is behind. Big pot, 24 million in it, and what a flop. The knave improves and vaults to the lead with the queen, but a diamond on the turn gives Kevin V the virtual nuts. And diamonds all over the shop mean Le Knave is eliminated. He got it in slightly bad, but had a great shot to win it with that flop. Doesn't happen, though, and he's out in 3rd for $105,000. Great result for the British player. And we're heads up. Kevin V takes on Thank You for Stacks. Close in chip stacks, and these two would do a deal for a decent amount of the money. Still playing for a big chunk of cash. And also the Sunday Million title. And we'll see a flop to start things off in our heads-up battle. As you can see, Kevin V with the worst of it here, but he is the pre-flop raiser. Thank You for Stacks will check top pair. Deceptive spot for Thank You for Stacks. Kevin V bets. Thank You for Stacks calls. I think that's pretty standard stuff. Not much point in raising there. There's not many hands he's going to get action from that he beats. And Kevin V will have to decide just how aggressive he wants to get with this. Well, he figures Thank You for Stacks isn't calling on that flop and then giving up on that turn. I think he's right as well. 4.2 million in the middle. Thank You for Stacks will bet. I guess trying to get paid by a king, but it's not going to happen. Kevin V has no king. That was the flaw in that plan. 37.6 million for Thank You for Stacks. That got lessened a little bit over the next few hands. So the chip stack's still pretty close together. And reasonably deep for the end of the million. We're playing 60 big blind poker, there or thereabouts. And both players with bad aces. Kevin V will check back, having flopped bottom pair. Gut shot for Thank You for Stacks. But he's behind right now. Flat call pre-flop, so he can represent quite a lot of different hands here, but decides to check it. Kevin will check right back. And another blank falls on the river. So Kevin's pair of threes is still good. And the players will check it down. Quite a restful pot, that one. I feel quite relaxed now after all of the big confrontations. Chip stack's very close together. And it would go back and forward a little bit. We're now playing 300,000, 600,000. Thank You for Stacks opening on the button to the standard, well, what's become standard minimum raise here. Kevin V will flat call. No help for his connected hand on the flop. And he'll decide to lead this flop. Trying to take the initiative away from Thank You for Stacks. Thank You for Stacks with a king, not going anywhere. 4.2 million in the middle. And a 5 gives Kevin 9s and 5s. I think he'd probably happily get to showdown here. Two flush draws out there. And Thank You for Stacks is going to try and get some value right now. Oh, Kevin V's not going for it. Nice read of where he was at there from Kevin. Thank You for Stacks picks up the pot. Not too much damage done. Kevin raises the button. Needs to catch some cards here. I think he's being outplayed as such. Just hasn't caught too much in the heads up. And now maybe he will get outplayed. Bit of aggression from Thank You for Stacks. Decides to 3-bet 9 high. And Kevin will call here. Defending against the 3-bet. Jack 9. And, well, as you can see, a big flop for Thank You for Stacks' previously poor hand. He's got the gut shot and the diamond draw. It's also a pretty good flop to continue being aggressive on after 3-betting. And he will fire here. We've got over 10 million in the middle. Wow, and a flat call from Kevin. He must have some sort of master plan here. I expect him to give up on that flop. Thank You for Stacks has just binked the straight on the turn. Poker's an easy game sometimes. 3-bet with the 9-5 and flop the big draw, make it on the turn. That's how you win tournaments, I guess. Give him credit. He was aggressive before the flop. It's paid off for him. And Kevin now has, well, he has an open-ended straight draw, and he must have been sticking around in this hand for a purpose. He obviously has some kind of plan. We'll see what he wants to do here. I like the bet from Thank You for Stacks. Smallish kind of bet. Perhaps looking a little bit weak. And Kevin just calls. What if he'd shoved? This one could have been over. It's a huge pot now. And Kevin V's come all this way and still hasn't made a hand. Thank You for Stacks has a huge hand. He doesn't actually need one. But he's going to put the money in. And Kevin's finally going to fold. And that one proved expensive. That could be the decisive pot. in this million. Finally, a big gap between the two players. Thank you for Stacks with a big chip lead as we watch hand at 125. And this could be the one. Kevin's picked up a pocket pair. Thank you for Stacks with ace high. And yeah, in goes the money for Kevin V. Quick call from Thank you for Stacks, and we'll race for the Sunday Million title. If the threes hold up, we'll be even chip stacked again. Well, they're safe through the flop, but Thank you for Stacks has a straight draw to go with his pair outs and hits one on the turn. And that'll most certainly ends things. No miracle 3 for Kevin V, and Thank you for Stacks, who took control of this final table with 3 or 4 players left, puts away the last obstacle of resistance to his crown. Kevin V finished second, but it's Thank you for Stacks 2 from Sweden who is your winner. $185,000 is his payday. What a big, big payday that is. Kevin V in second place, $162,000 after those two did a deal. And Le Knave from Headingley, Yorkshire, doing Yorkshire proud at $105,000 in third. That's your Sunday Million for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you're having a great summer and winning some money at the tables. We'll see you next week for another Sunday Million. For everyone at PokerStars.tv, I'm Nick Wealthall. Catch you next time.